What's going on, guys? Danny here from Metal Couch, and forgive me, I have a little bit of a sore throat, so I'm not going to be able to speak very loud about this track that I'm going to be reviewing for you today. Megadeth's YouTube channel has put out the song Kingmaker, and I think I may have said that I was going to review the song Super Collider when it came out, but I decided against it because of the fact that Super Collider was such a bad track, and looking at other people's reactions to the track, it's pretty bad. You got all these studio updates, and you hear all these really heavy down into detuning, and then you release Super Collider, which is just, it sounded like something off of Risk. That's how bad it was. I think it was a horrible track. And hopefully when they released another single or another song from the album would have been a little bit better. With Kingmaker suffers from the same problem that I think all recent Megadeth albums suffer from. It's all filler, no substance. Kingmaker, it has a riff, it sticks to it, and doesn't deviate from it. It's the same droning over and over and over again. Mustaine's lyrics sound completely uninspired here. His vocal performance, it's almost as if he's not putting that much effort into it anymore. And I understand he's getting up there in age. You see several bands who get up there when they're in their 50s and their 60s, band members, and they can't really put out quality. I don't want to say quality material, but they can't put out the same vocal performances that they had in their prime. That's usually a sign that you might want to think about retiring and enjoying the career that you have built to that point. And I think that's Megadeth's problem. I initially thought 13 was okay, but then as the years progress since its release, it's a bad release. In my opinion, now, it had no lasting power, and in fact it just remade, half of its album was, I guess you could say, remakes of songs. Kingmaker, it reminds me of what we found in, I think, a combination of Euthanasia and 13. So you take something that's somewhat radio-friendly, and combine it with the complete bland and uninspired feel of 13, and you just get this mess of a song. I don't know what, I don't understand why they persist on putting out material like this. They know what the fans want. The fans know what they want. The fans will eat this up. I used to be a Megadeth fan. I used to. Now I'm not. 13 pretty much put the final nail in the coffin for that. Yeah, Endgame had some good tracks, but then 13 came out and it was just nothing but complete and utter horse shit. This is going to turn out to be potentially just as bad as 13. I don't know what to think of this album other than wait until it comes out, but so far, the two songs I've heard, I really do not even want to bother purchasing this album. That's how bland or bad this stuff sounds. Now, if I'm sounding negative now, my thoughts on Super Collider were even more negative. Kingmaker is a better song than Super Collider, but that's not saying much. The solo feels completely phoned in. There isn't a distinct feel to it. It's like what they've been doing with the past few albums. The solos don't have an identity. They're just there for the sake of being there. And that, to me, is not writing good music. If you're just putting something in there for the sake of having it, instead of going, I really think that this song should have an awesome, badass solo in it, then I don't know. It seems like that's how Mustaine does his albums now. They just crank them out like an assembly line. That's all it is. It's an assembly line that gets him money because fans will eat it up. Personally, I don't want to have this album, but I'm going to wind up reviewing it anyway. So maybe the overall product will be good. I'm still keeping an open mind when it comes to the album as a whole. But as of right now, so far, it's not looking very good for Megadeth. If I had to give this track a score, I'd probably give it a 4 out of 10. It's overall nothing memorable, nothing to speak of, and the only thing I could say is move along and, I don't know, listen to Dark Roots of the Earth from Testament, it's a better album, or listen to Overkill's The Electric Age, it's a better album. I haven't listened to the new Sodom album yet, I should probably get on that. Listen to bands that actually stayed true to what they at least they're attempting to stay true to what their founding principles were, unlike Megadeth, which is just a complete bastardization of its former self. So, Danny here from Metal Couch, signing off.